Discover how and which tools can boost your talent recruitment. Join us at the first edition of Demo Day Europe on Thursday, the 15th of April. Demos and tech talks will allow you to orient yourself to innovative tooling from all over Europe. After 4 successful editions in the Netherlands, this spring the first edition of Demo Day Online for the full European market will take place. And one of these tools that will have a breakout is Cammio. And today I am speaking with the breakout speaker from Cammio, Rogier Happel. Hi Rogier, how are you?
I know, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. I'm very glad to interview you here because I want to get I want to know a lot about Cammio, a lot more about Cammio than I already know. And I'm sure the viewers at home want to know that too. But maybe let's start off with Rogier. Who are you and what's your role or your position in Cammio?
Yeah, sure, great. So my name is Rogier Happel, and I've been working for Cammio actually for 3.5 years now. But I started as a growth hacker when I was doing my master's. Yes, so basically 3 to 4 years ago, which was really interesting because you could actually learn a lot about the company while having a flexible job, which allowed me to study hard as well. And then after graduation, I got a position in business development and alliances, which actually means that I'll focus on connecting as many new clients as possible. But apart from that, I'm also concerned with our strategic partnerships, mainly ATS partners, also assessment partners or other commercial partners. And in my role, I mainly focus on the Benelux area. I work from our The Hague office. We also have an office in Germany, which is mainly for the DACH region. So that's actually what I do. So new business as well as alliances management.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what your findings are and what you will tell in your breakout. But before we know about the breakout of Cammio, we first need to understand, of course, what Cammio is. So can you explain in a minute what Cammio is all about?
Yeah, so Cammio is actually all about video and recruitment. It's a tool, a platform which allows employers and agencies to use the power of video throughout the entire recruitment process. So whether you want to use Cammio to attract candidates with video job descriptions or with video messages on LinkedIn, or when you want to use Cammio to screen or pre-screen your candidates also with video. It's all part of the platform. And we enable recruiters actually to use the power of video in recruitment. The core of the platform is definitely video interviews, but we have been extending our product portfolio to use Cammio also, or to use video also to attract candidates. And we have 2 offices, one in Germany, one in The Hague. And since middle of last year, we are actually part of the Stepstone group as well. So that was a great step for Cammio too.
Is the video aspect what you will be focusing on mostly in your breakout, or will you
Fully, because that's what we do. Video. It's all about video. So whether it's video to attract and engage candidates or to select and assess them, it will be all about it. But I think this breakout session will mainly be about video interviews and how our client Galapagos uses those different video interview formats actually. Although the platform is broader, and we will of course have time to discuss that as well, particularly when there will be questions about it. But the main focus will be the use of video interviews. And with video interviews, I do not mean necessarily synchronous interviews, but also asynchronous interviews, automated interviews, which will be the main focus, I assume, during the breakout. But the interesting thing is that it's also the attendees who can basically determine the content of of our breakout, because they will have the option to ask questions.
Yeah, speaking of the attendees, which attendees are most, yeah, for which attendees is Cammio most interested? Is it like big corporations, or is it small corporations, your local HR manager, or who
Yeah,
is?
good questions. Because it's basically for every one, particularly, of course, within talent acquisition, that is interested in wanting to know more about using video within the recruitment process. And of course, you mentioned big corporations. So, of course, it really pays off when you have a certain amount of hires within your organization. If you hire 5, 6 people, persons annually, then I'm sure you'll do fine with generic video conferencing tools. But if you have a bit more volume, we usually say starting at around 25 hires annually, then it really starts to pay off to it's also to invest in a fit for purpose tool such as Cammio. So not a generic video tool, but a fit for purpose tool. And employers, so that's usually employers who are usually a bit bigger, as well as governments. So we serve multiple governments or governmental bodies, for instance, within the European Union. So multiple institutions of the European Union, but also city governments and corporates. But another interesting segment is actually the agencies, recruitment agencies, staffing agencies, and they can, for instance, only have one employer because they of course recruit on behalf of other organizations, so they will have the value anyways. So anyone who is interested in learning more about using video within the recruitment process, and I'm sure that's a lot of people because last year 2020, everybody of course started getting used to video conferencing, whether in recruitment or whether with internal meetings or any other external meetings. And therefore, video is now the norm within recruitment processes as well. But of course, it's usually synchronous video interviews, which are not designed for recruitment. So there's no CRM integration, there's no AI, there's no mechanisms to prevent bias, there is no GDPR consent. So that is why I assume that many people, many persons, many organizations are interested in knowing what a fit for purpose tool can do specifically for recruitment.
I'm already looking very forward to it, and I will definitely be attending, but I'm still going to ask you this final question. If you would have to, not too much, you don't have to start a rivalry with other companies or something, but if you have to say this is the reason why you should come to our breakout instead of maybe another breakout happening at the same time, why should people attend your breakout specifically?
Yeah, I like the disclaimer there because I fully understand that there are many other organizations who have, of course, interesting stories as well. But I think, apart from the topic of video interviewing, I think what is most interesting about our breakout is the design of it, which means we have our client Galapagos. So Galapagos is a Belgian headquarters biotechnology company. They're based in Mechelen, if I'm not mistaken. And we will have actually an in-depth interview with Lukman Bukandri, who is the global talent acquisition partner there. And we will of course discuss their experience with using video in their interview process and what they have learned in the last couple of years. But I think the most interesting part about our breakout is actually that we invite the crowd, so everybody who attends, actually to ask questions. So if you want to learn from a peer, if you want to learn from a fellow recruiter, from a fellow talent acquisition professional, then this is your opportunity actually to tap into. So it's not a standard presentation. We won't ask big questions like what do you love most about Cammio or any other easy questions for us. No, you have the opportunity to ask the questions that you want. So for instance, about whether it has been difficult to get support internally, because I'm sure there is, or how did you deal with that, maybe even like where you did Cammio meet the expectations? So I think that's the most interesting part about it. So it's an in-depth interview which will be actually held by the people that attend. So yeah, I'm sure you. Yeah, there are many people who are invited or are excited to actually, yeah, be actually part and create the content for the breakout session.
Then I want to thank you for this interview. I'm looking forward to the breakout,
Me too.
especially the
Hello.
Galapagos
Yeah.
part. I'm
Please
actually
note
from
that it's
Mechelen.
yeah, that it's not me doing the interview, but of course it's the attendees. But also my colleague Sandra will host it because she's the client success manager of Galapagos, so she knows much more about the case than I do. Yeah, feel free to ask her and Lukman as much questions as you have, and yeah, we look really forward to the breakout session.
All right, Rogier, thank you for the interview. I'm looking very forward to it. If you have one last thing to say to the viewers at home, I will give you the floor. But anyways, make sure to join us at the demo day on Thursday, the 15th of April. I will see you there.
Great. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, so last thing that I can say is, yeah, please join and feel free to join our digital booth as well to ask any further questions. And yeah, I'm sure you've been using video on a daily basis now, whether it's Skype, Zoom, Teams, or anything else. And yeah, this is your opportunity to learn about a specifically designed solution for recruitment. So yeah, we're happy to tell you more about it. And Lukman from Galapagos will be very honest and yeah, give you some very interesting insights.